son of a...
Yes!
Hang on! Everybody, hang on!
I'm gonna get you home!
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Sub Urban Nerd. This channel I get my nerd reviews on today's nerd news. I also do movie reviews. In today's movie I'm going to be reviewing is Moonfall. Yes, Moonfall, directed by Roland Emmerich, the famous director of all the disaster movies that you can, like, you know, Independence Day, Armageddon, like all these different movies where the world's coming to an end or some crazy thing's about to destroy it. This is the guy that usually makes these movies. And before, I start going into it, just like you to just, subscribe, like the video and all that. But also I'll say it and, hopefully you'll like the video. Now, as far as if you've never seen any of my reviews, I pretty much tell you a quick synopsis of it. Then I give you the pros, I give you the cons, then I give a grade, and then that's pretty much how the review goes. So, this movie, Roland Emmerich movie, Moonfall, from commercials, it pretty much looks like the moon's coming out of axis, and it starts coming closer to Earth, and there's something to do with like some alien technology on it. And as the moon comes close to the Earth, it starts causing all these troubles, waves, tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes, all types of craziness happening. But also it does it's just showing all that, and I don't want to go into spoilers, but I might a little bit in a later. But that's just a quick synopsis of what's going on with the movie. So the movie stars like three main people, right? Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, and John Bradley, right? Those are the three main characters that you really care about watching in this movie. Now, regardless of the movie, I'm gonna say that I sort of enjoyed it because, all right, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm biased when it comes to disaster movies. I love all the disaster movies. I watch all the disaster movies on Sci-Fi, all the other different things, the Sci-Fi Channel. I just, before, when my mom, had a stroke, whatever, me and her just had this thing where she would watch the sci-fi movie, as far as disaster movie. She'd let me know, and then I'd end up going down there and then watching it with her, and that was a little nice moment. But we had this grading system where, like, pretty much no matter how bad it was, it just, it was a certain thing, and that's how it is with me with this. So I go in this movie with low expectations, right? I just want to see some good disasters. I just want to see the world come apart. Just, some really good stuff. Now, I'm gonna give you the pros. Pros as far as like the visuals. Sometimes the visuals on this thing is amazing, especially when the moon is like so close and then it's sucking up the atmosphere, and going through that atmosphere. That's looking all crazy. The meteor is going down. It's all good. Halle Berry still looks gorgeous, and she's doing her thing. Patrick Wilson, he's a cool character. There's some good comedy, definitely with the John Bradley character, who was the one that, if you've seen in commercials, he's the one that kind of figured out the moon was coming out of axis before them. And I'm trying to think of more positive, because like I said, I love me disaster movies, you know what I'm saying? But this thing sort of fell short on that. Why? Because it seemed like it spent most of the budget on like the visuals. Yeah, hold on. The visuals of what's it called? Of the moon coming through the atmosphere, all those different types of things. But what ends up happening is that when it comes to the cities and the places where the waves and the earthquakes and stuff happening, it looks like miniature figures, almost like a Mr. Rogers kind of effect. You never see actual people. You see the cars and stuff flipping, but you don't get that sense of, like, say, San Andreas or Day After Tomorrow, where the people are there dealing with. There's no camera on the ground really seeing what the people are going through, and that's one thing I kind of miss from this disaster movie. That's why I'm kind of going into the cons, because although it did have a lot of good disasters, and it just never quite was filling enough because you didn't feel connected. The story, like they always have a story where like you have the main character and you have stuff happening to other people, the side characters. Didn't care too much about the side characters. The son, I didn't really care too much about him. They tried to make you like him close to the end or whatever, but they just had them doing these things where it was just so stupid. It's like, that's one thing I hate about movies, like say 2012. John Cusack, there was just so many things in that where it was just stupid. And you're like, why is that happening? why, how was the crack and the earthquake following the car? How were they driving through the thing? Like, granted, just going crazy over the top, but still, it was just like a little too much. And it sort of happens here too. It's like, okay, why are you guys waiting? Like, it comes a point where the people are driving away. The kids, they're told to get out as soon as possible, and they see this huge wave, and they step out the car to see. I'm sure you want to see if your father gets away, right? But there's a huge wave coming at you. That you need to get out of there. You don't know how far that thing could wash right up and come wash you away. The point of the thing is for you to get away safe. Look through your side mirrors if you have to do that, but don't get out the car, stand and look at the wave. Woo, it missed them, and then they're just stupid. So those were the things that kind of dropped it down for me. Like I said, I tried to enjoy this. I enjoyed as much as I could, but if I had to give this movie a grade, because that's what's gonna happen, I'm gonna have to give this maybe I'm gonna just go and say C+. C+. Why? Because the visualizations really, especially when, once it gets to the moon and you find out that something's going inside of it, that looks cool, really cool. When the moon's skimming through the atmosphere and you see it like burning, like that is cool. Even the the instances where people are trying to loot them, almost like a Last of Us, people are trying to survive, that's cool. What I just wished I could have seen more of is just the pure disaster where the buildings, and you see the people in the buildings, and you see like just people in the streets as this thing is tearing the world apart. But they just didn't do that. I guess they had to save all their money for the visuals of the moon, skimming through the earth and like meteors and all that stuff, hitting mountains and stuff. Like, it's a lot of times you're just seeing all this stuff and you're thinking it's gonna affect them, but no, the avalanche, no, it doesn't touch them. So, it was kind of like, oh, great, cool, but there's no effect on the people there other than like when the moon comes over and gravity just starts going all wacky. And Michael Pena, I forgot Michael Pena's in this thing, and I sort of like this character. It was trying to make him a person you didn't like, but then you kind of liked him. But then at the end, it him in a movie. I wish they'd done better with him. Michael Pena, I love him in Ant-Man. I love him in a bunch of stuff. He's a great actor. He's a funny actor. I wish they used him a little bit better. And that's pretty much it. C+ is the movie grade I'm giving this movie, and that's it. So remember to like the video, share it, subscribe, tell all your friends, tell your kids, tell your wife, whatever, tell everybody about this review, and tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you don't disagree with me. Just comment down below and tell me whatever it is that's on your mind. So remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next review.